In today's video, we have a demon army of 8 million soldiers, comprised of skeletons, orcs, and other hellish creatures. They are currently laying siege to a series of defenses beneath a mountain. In these defenses is every Warhammer 40k Space Marine chapter, defending against 8 million demons and trying to survive for the Imperium. The Space Marines are also supported by 100,000 Death Corps of Krieg soldiers that are going to be running in and counter-attacking the demon army. Can the Warhammer units defend and hold out against the oncoming demon army? Or will they die trying? If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below. Now let's get right on into this thing. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alright gamers, let's go ahead and press start, and the 8 million different demon army soldiers will start to come forward. We have the Blood Angels over this way, the Space Wolves over here, and then the Soul Drinkers over here. So 3 different units on this small little plateau type of a thing over here. We've done a few battles in the past on this plateau. It makes for kind of a cool little, like, almost wall defense that we got going on. And they are right now being charged by orcs. There are also going to be some dragons coming forward and attacking as well. And on the far right over here, there will be some orcs as well as some goblins coming in, and these skeleton warriors, which are a new unit we've never used before. Here are some of those interesting goblin units over this way. Yeah, we got a wide variety that's going to be assaulting here. It should be like pretty aggressive. It should be pretty aggressive. This Legion of the Damned and the Iron Fist over here are going to be defending a little valley here, which is going to be a pivotal defense. And then up here, we've got some chain swordsmen, as well as the Ultramarines up this winding path here. Off to the right side of the mountain, we do have 1,000 Salamanders. They will be covering the flank and preventing the demons from actually going up the mountain and flanking around the back of the Ultramarines over there. And then, of course, this way, we have our Death Corps of Krieg, as well as some Armored Sentinels, pushing on forward against some more demons. Those Armored Sentinels are extraordinarily effective, but we'll just have to wait and see if they can survive for the entirety of the battle, because I think their existence is very dependent on the Death Corps of Krieg soldiers actually staying alive during this battle and getting a lot of kills, preventing the demons from actually getting close enough to these things and killing them. There's also a new Orc Archer unit that we're trying out. Never used these guys before. Here they are. I believe they're almost they look kind of like orcs from Lord of the Rings, but I'm not entirely sure if that's what they're supposed to be, but the armor very much so represents that to me. So they are flinging arrows out here at these guys. I don't think the arrows will be all that effective against actual Space Marines, because they have such high armor percentages in the game files that most of the arrows will just harmlessly fling off of them and do no damage, and might actually do more damage to the demon army attacking, because the arrows will fling back and hit their side. So we'll just have to see what happens with those guys, but for now, they're not even close to hitting the Space Marines. They're just fighting Krieg over here. Over this way, it looks like the dragons have reached the front lines. The Blood Angels spamming some fire at these boys. These dragons are powerful, but they should go down with relative ease from the Space Marines. I mean, Space Marines are extremely powerful infantry, so I think the dragons probably will start dying out fairly soon. I think they've got like 65,000 health. Yep, 65,000 health apiece. So yes, we should see their deaths starting to mount. Over here, the Soul Drinkers are taking quite a bit of damage. Those fire-breathing dragons are able to do some nice splash damage to them, and that ends up building up. We've also got orcs actually getting up to them and charging. You can actually see the size of the Space Marines when the orcs do that. They are like half the size of the Space Marines. It's absolutely incredible. Also, the corner over here getting assaulted pretty heavily by orcs. This guy getting completely surrounded right now. But you can see without the dragons firing at them, these guys are mostly untouched, but it's these guys over here with the dragons that are actually taking some losses at the moment. Even still, we're only 4 minutes into this battle, and already 800,000 demons have died, which is absolutely insane. 37,000 Space Marines and Death Corps troopers have died as well. There's 67,000 of them remaining. The Legion of the Damned over here is just absolutely destroying the orcs right now. That is good to see, man. They are going ham. Ham-boning. And over here, we've got, I believe these are actually Warhammer goblins, too. So, some greenskins on the battlefield. Not really demons, but they kind of fit that aesthetic of, like, corrupted things and stuff like that. Alright, how's the Death Corps doing? They're actually still mowing through some orcs over this way, but their losses are definitely starting to mount up here, and eventually their armored sentinels over here will start getting full-on attacked. Actually, the line of Death Corps has almost completely broken in the middle. These guys probably not going to last for very much longer, and that will give these skeleton warriors a very good opportunity to straight up charge the armored sentinels in the back over that way. Also, I think, is this Death Corps over here? No, these are archers, so these guys are actually going to be able to come around and flank the back pretty soon, and that's already kind of happening. These are a unit called Demon Crusaders, but really it's just like Crusader armor with hints of red. It doesn't look super demonic to me, but maybe there's a monster underneath them. I'm not totally sure. But those are another new unit. There's quite a few new units we've never seen before on this channel that we're using in this battle. Either way, the Death Corps of Krieg is going down pretty heavily. The right side's holding a bit better, left side not holding so good, and eventually I think those armored sentinels will go down as well, as these guys finally finish off the last of the infantry protecting them. But there's still the Salamanders up this way who haven't even gotten into the fight yet. Additionally, these guys up on the mountain itself haven't gotten into the fight either. How's the little plateau thing doing? It looks like they are continuing to fight more and more dragons that are entering into the battlefield and spraying them with the fire. The flames! And some of these guys, the orcs, are getting real close to some space wolves right now. That could be rather devastating. Y'all better figure it out and start getting some kills on these dragons, or the plateau is definitely at risk of going down. Over this way, the Legion of the Damned has their own dragon problem starting to mount on the far right side, but they're also dealing with the infantry a lot better because they have that laser fire that they can do, or I guess it's more like lightning fire that they're able to do, and that is just so destructive to the enemy. So I think they're handling the infantry better, but maybe the Space Marines over here are handling the dragons better, so could be something like that. Yeah, that seems to be what's happening in my eyes, but the Death Corps of Krieg over here is really handling nothing well. They are definitely going down at this point in time. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse the Armored Sentinels for a little bit here, fighting away, because they are definitely a pretty crucial unit, and if they go down super easily, super quickly, it'll be pretty devastating, I think, for the Warhammer unit's flank. Alright boys, it's been about 5 minutes, and these things are still alive, though as you can see they are taking damage right now. So I'd estimate they've got maybe a few more minutes of firing left in them, which will be good. They've definitely killed a lot of the demons so far, which is great. There's right now 5.11 or 4.1? Oh, I think it's 5.41 million demons left alive at this point, so They've lost actually quite a lot. Now some of the dragons are actually coming over to the armored sentinels, so that might be problematic for them for sure. Also, some of the Death Corps of Krieg is still alive, so props to them for lasting a decent amount of time on this battlefield, although I think they're going to go down pretty soon here. These guys are still repenting for their sins against the Empire all those years ago, born into a world of pain and just forever having to wear their respirators. Death Corps of Krieg definitely have some really sick Warhammer backstories to them. They are one of my favorite units by far. I keep getting Warhammer lore videos recommended to me on TikTok, and they are so good to watch. Warhammer lore is peak, but I feel like I am barely scratching the surface still. There is so much lore to Warhammer, it is crazy. You can see the dragons have done a number on the Space Marines on the plateau over this way, and will continue to. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit rough over here, but at least they are killing dragons. We've seen a couple go down, so that's good to see. Legion of the Damned over here actually still kicking. They seem to be doing a lot better than the rest of the Space Marines. Way fewer of them have died, and they've created quite the little orc body pile here. This is a large quantity of kills for them, which is nice. Have the Salamanders begin to fight? No. My favorite chapter is still basically fresh right now. I think the orcs and demons and stuff over here will pivot to go fight them eventually, but they want to kill the rest of the Death Corps first. Not too many armored sentinels left alive, it looks like. I feel like they used to expand all the way over to here. Yeah, few have gone down over this way, so these last few are getting surrounded and destroyed bit by bit. And once that happens, all of these demons will pivot and go towards the Space Marine defense. Remember, we've still got these guys all the way back here, fresh as can be. Ultramarines, chain swordsmen, they are prime for some killing. And of course we do have the Salamanders over here, who are actually getting shot by some orcs, but you can see almost all of the arrows are harmlessly pinging off of their armor, not to mention they have 8,000 health as well. And I think arrows, if they do hit, only do like 30 damage or something like that. They're fairly supportive units, not really big on damage output. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, they are getting shot quite a bit. Oh, because they somehow got up here. Oh, is there another entrance over this way? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, well, that sucks. I didn't mean to put that marker there, but it is there now, so that's my bad. I'm wondering if we should guard mode these guys. Or just leave them be. Because they're not in range to go fight the orcs. Let's send out a small little... Like a bit bigger than a squad, but we'll send them over this way. And we'll just order them to attack up the mountain real quick. And so that's probably like a quarter of their force. So maybe 250 Salamanders or so, roughly, are going to push up here to go up against the orcs to try and prevent these guys from just whittling them down slowly but surely, while the other 750 have now begun to fend off the oncoming demon knights, as well as some of those demon skeletons too. So that'll make things a little bit more interesting. Armored sentinels over here still alive. There's not a ton left. We started with 20. It looks like maybe there's like 10 or 12 left alive. So they've taken some serious losses, but at the very least they've gotten some serious kills as well. We have crossed the 5 million demons remaining mark, so now it's 4.9 million remaining. The Space Marines on the plateau here are definitely struggling a little bit more. These guys over here still very, very fresh, especially these dudes. These guys are as fresh as can be, so Legion of the Damned has done a really nice job of protecting those guys back there too, so that's nice to see. I'm worried about these fellas, although we do have some very fresh Space Wolves and Blood Angels over here for sure, and still some Blood Angels over here. Blood Angels have proven time and again that they are on par with, if not a little bit better than, the Ultramarines in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. I don't know if that's... I think the Ultramarines are supposed to be kind of like the all-arounders for the Space Marines. They're kind of good at a little bit of everything. Meanwhile, each other Space Marine unit is specifically very good at one thing or another. I believe that's how it works, right? So, in theory, the Ultramarines should be generally better than them, but in this, they just aren't. They're kind of both good. Okay, these Salamanders are still pushing up here, getting plenty of kills, which is good. Have any of them died on their little assault here? Not really seeing any deaths, so no Salamanders really on the ground over here. So that's good to see. These guys further down though, definitely getting a little bit more bloodied as more enemies come in at them. It's going to be a little bit rougher going forward for them for sure. All right, let's go ahead and watch the overall Space Marine defense over this way for a little bit. Alright boys, that was about 10 minutes that went by right there. We're at 4.5 million demons remaining. This line, despite taking heavy losses, is still holding tight. Even some Space Wolves alive over here, so that is fairly impressive. They still got a lot of dragons to go through though. Legion of the Damned over here, they are doing it so unbelievably well. I'm very impressed by these guys. They are doing fantastic. Let's see how our tanks are doing. They might all be dead, yeah. They're all dead, I'm pretty sure. They got some serious kills, though, before they went down, so props to them. They did a bang-up job, for sure, for sure. Alright, how are the Salamanders doing, though? These guys are kind of all alone, and they are one of the weaker Warhammer units in the game, so I don't expect huge things from them, but they are protecting the rear, which is great, and they seem to be doing a pretty good job over here, and the little division we sent up here also doing a pretty good job and keeping these guys at bay. Let's actually push them even just a little farther up. Even just a little farther up, and I think they'll be in a better spot to actually kill more of these guys. But right now, they're not really taking much losses. How much health do these guys have? Yeah, a few of them have taken a few dings, but these arrows are relatively ineffective against them. It really needs to be paired with infantry charging them for the arrows to actually do any sort of significance. They just need to, you know, hit them a little bit more with some swords, and I think they'd be getting some kills. But for now, not really happening. These guys going down. We got a lot of bodies over here for these orc archers, so that's good. Salamanders, keep doing your thing. What the? Oh, that dragon, I guess, died over here, but he somehow snuck forward. I don't know who the Ultramarines are firing at. Oh, they're firing at the guys up this way. Interesting. Okay. There's a dragon coming for the Salamanders, so that'll be a little bit devastating. Yeah, there's some of that flambe that's hitting them. That's going to be brutal. That is going to be rough. But let me go ahead and time-lapse the Legion of the Damned over here. Ooh, they've started to get pushed back, actually, a little bit. They're getting crammed back by some of the dragons. Been another 10 minutes here, and this battle is going fast, man. 4.3 million remaining demons now, and the Legion of the Damned has held fast over here, but over this way, the orcs are starting to spill over and attack these salamanders, so they're likely to die pretty soon. Space Wolves still somewhat alive, but again, probably a similar story. These guys back here, somewhat alive. The Blood Angels are holding on by a thread over here. Let's see how the Salamanders are doing. They're actually holding fast over here. They're doing pretty well. And these guys up here also still very much so alive and doing pretty well. And they're kind of fighting these orc archers all by themselves. So props to that 250 unit over there. Ultramarines, they got nothing to do, so they're shooting a wall. Impressive. But I think pretty soon, once these Space Marines die over here, they might have some company going up to them, or they might all try and flank around the back and hit these guys. Not totally sure what the Demon Army will do once they've defeated these Space Marines here, but I think we are going to see the death of the Soul Drinkers, the Space Wolves, as well as the Blood Angels. I don't think these guys are much longer for this world. There's probably like 200 of them left alive, but yeah, these guys are wrapping all the way around here now and heading on down. They did do a very decent defense to start, but now, yeah, they're getting kind of rolled. It's not looking too good. It's rough. It's tough out here. It's tough out here. And all these dragons all the way over here. What's their deal? Oh, they're dead. Interesting. How did they die? Maybe just spray random bullets hit them? Also, there's random dead over here. I don't know how they died. That's interesting. But all these ones over here are still alive, so there's quite a number still alive. I don't know how those ones way back there died, but hey, good for the Space Marines. That's very nice, very helpful. Honestly, the Soul Drinkers are kind of withstanding for a while over here. That's good for them. And this flank, still very secure. So there's still good things happening on the battlefield for the Space Marines, but more bad things are starting to approach. No one's jettisoned over here to the Ultramarines yet, so that's not too big of a deal just now. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse these Space Wolves down here. They're just behind the wall. Well, actually, there's a few on the wall still somehow. But the ones behind the wall should be safe from fire for a little bit until the dragons fully wrap around. So let's watch these guys fight. Alright, Space Marines down here, sadly, have mostly perished. There's a couple. There's just a couple. Not many. Yikes. Legion of the Damned, still doing decently strong. Not amazing, though. Not amazing. Those guys are still fresh. Ultramarines starting to fire down here at some of these dragons, and they're getting kills. Getting quick kills, which is nice. That's beautiful for us, so hopefully we see more of that. Even a few that are firing up at this mountain actually getting a few kills just by happenstance, which is good for them. Not a crazy number of Salamanders left, but they've done some decent work, so we like to see that. The guys up here are still alive, still doing work as well, keeping the orcs at bay. So that's excellent too, actually. This battle's going pretty well, I would say, overall. For the boys. For the boys! Let's go ahead and watch like this, so we can see the dragons attacking up there while also watching them attack these guys down here. Okay, 3.7 million remaining enemy soldiers here. Legion of the Damned still doing quite well as the Imperial Fists right there. These boys up here just starting to get started right now, getting some kills for themselves, which is good to see. Look at that. They come in and they die immediately. Meanwhile, the Ultramarines are still basically untouched, and they're spamming down here to prevent too many of the orcs from reaching the guys up this way, which gives them a little bit easier of a time to actually defend, which is nice. There's some of those skeletons. How much health do they have? 500, so they're actually decently powerful. They kind of look like pirates. And then Salamanders, still alive, actually. Way to go. How about the 250 up here? Yep, they're still alive, too. They're still cooking. Yeah, baby. All right, let's watch these guys for a little bit here. The battle is definitely going a little bit slower now that we've lost a lot of the Warhammer units, but they're still keeping up at an amazing pace, still getting a ton of kills. Ultramarines still not really getting challenged too much. These guys down here, they're still very much so alive, which is fantastic. That's pretty much all that's going down. The Salamanders still doing great. 3.5 million demons remain at this point in the battle, so still quite a number. Less than half, though, so that's good. I'm just going to let this play out for a while without time-lapsing to save some storage space for time-lapse later, because this battle could last a few more hours, I'm guessing. So let's go ahead and let it ride for a bit here. Well, boys, I let it run for actually 2 hours there, and we're at 1.5 million demons now remaining. Hot dang! A lot more of them are coming up over this way and attacking. Down below, the Ultramarines still spamming fire out. They really are best as almost a, like, artillery style unit, you know, just like firing from afar. That's when they are the most effective, not when they're on the front lines. These guys down here have been messed up a lot more now. It looks like some dragons pushed through here and got some serious kills or something. So definitely some losses for these guys. But overall, doing pretty well. How about the Salamanders? These guys are also still holding, but is there someone here in this tree? Oh, there's a few of them. What the heck? Yeah, they're super duper damage. I don't think they're gonna last for much longer. These guys up here still vibing. They're doing better than the guys down below, which is kind of funny. So overall, things are actually going quite swimmingly for the Space Marines at this point. Only 1.5 million of the demons left for them to go through, so I think they could potentially have this in the bag, although definitely a difficult battle for them overall. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse the Salamanders here, because I think they will probably die out fairly soon. Let's just watch it close up. Alright, these Salamanders down here have perished. Looks like we have, I think it says 860,000 remaining demons. It's hard to tell because my overlay covers it just slightly. We've got a decent number of Salamanders up here, so they're still thriving. They look like a little ant-hive all moving around the top of the mountain hill right here. There's some up here as well, which is good, so they might survive a little bit longer. Ultramarines over here still doing quite well. The boys down here managed to survive, actually, most of those dragon attacks, which is fantastic. There's very, very few dragons actually still alive on the battlefield. Most are actually dead. They just get stuck in these animations, although these ones are alive, yeah. If they're dead, they'll dip down when we get close to them. So that's kind of how you know. Like all these guys here. Look, ready? Yep, they all disappear. Except for a few. Okay, so those ones are still alive. Alright, well, we're getting to the end of this thing. Let's go ahead and time-lapse the top here again for a little bit. Okay, a nice little time-lapse there, and these guys are still holding on real nice. I think we're going to be seeing a W here for the Space Marines, but, I mean, you never know. Are there still Salamanders up here? There are a few. Not too many, but there's a good bundle chilling up here, and then, oh, even more here. They're going to worm their way all the way to the top of the mountain, maybe. That's kind of funny. 720,000 demons remain. 2,088 Space Marines remain. Let's just let this play out for a little bit. Alright guys, another hour goes by and there's only 220,000 remaining demons here. They're charging up the hill and getting full-on blasted by Ultramarines. Over this way, we've still got quite a number of the Legion of the Damned and the Imperial Fist over here. They're quite bloodied now. I think the dragons lit these guys up pretty deep, but they're still kicking, and they're still getting crazy amounts of kills. Let's check in on our Salamanders. These guys were dead before, we knew that. Up here, though, they're still alive. They're still shooting these guys up. Incredible. Now, there's only 210,000 enemies left, and it's Warhammer, so we kind of got to end this with a bang. This is a guaranteed win for the defenders. There's still 2,000 of them. Barely any of them are dying. We got to do it to them. For the Imperium! Oh, it's such a good way to end a battle, bro. Oh, I accidentally called a tsunami. Did I? Wait. No! I called a tsunami! Oh, I meant to hit the nuke. My bad. That's why I don't use gun powers. You end up doing something silly. Ah, okay, tsunami randomly. Okay, well, if we're going all out, then why don't we hit the black hole as well? Whee! I haven't used this one in a while. Just kind of sucks him around. It's kind of funny. Doesn't do enough damage to kill him. Oh, maybe it would. Given time, I think it would. Oh, that's funny. Alright, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Oh, tornado. Space Marines obviously win this thing big time. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, and comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.